into a weapon of destruction. Perhaps the ultimate weapon wasn't intended to be a weapon at all. Unfortunately, there's no way to find out now. Regardless of its original purpose, Trip intends to use it as a weapon, and so we must stop them. Frogger, please, give it all you've got.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final part of Frogger's Adventures: The Rescue. Yep, it's the finale. Bonus episode aside, I think all these enemies should give you a good idea of how difficult this area is going to be, and I think that death should let you know how much of an impatient person I am. Because yes, as I said in the previous part, this final area isn't the hardest of final areas. The problem is there's a lot of waiting. You thought Forgotten Island was bad? Well, it is, but this one is like the king of waiting games, as you can see by that platform. We're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Oof. Ugh. Big fucking oof. Just waiting and waiting. The platforms are so slow that there's two in one conveyor. Isn't that great? That's how you know your game's very fun, when you have to put in two platforms on one conveyor. But I mean, what else is there to say? It's the final area. It looks like a final area for sure. The final area takes place in space because, you know, who doesn't want to have their game's final area take place in space? Am I right, or am I right? I mean, it's a cool setting. I like this futuristic shit going on. It's pretty lit AF, fam. But as you can see, some platforms move faster than others, thank God. But yeah. That's really all it is. It's a huge waiting game. Oh, you missed that platform right there? Oh, didn't show up fast enough? Guess what? You're going through another cycle. And you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it, or you're either gonna drown your lives out. Jesus. Yeah, you're gonna waste all your lives because you're gonna get impatient. Luckily for me, I didn't have any deaths. I only had one death in this level, and again, it's because for some reason my controller didn't register my input. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes that can be kind of annoying. I'm not sure why that happens, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. We're reaching a checkpoint here. Just gotta be wary. When you see smoke pop out of one of those, that's when you know one of them's gonna guzzle out fire. Guzzle out fire. Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works. Got pretty lucky with that one. Didn't have to do much waiting there. But I was about to press jump. I could have made it, but I choked. I know for a fact I choked there, and for some reason I didn't jump. And I was about to jump last second, but I decided to stop myself because, you know, it'll be worth it. All the waiting will be worth it. Coin bag right there, no biggie. Yeah, as you can see, all this waiting around makes for very repetitive commentary. You'll have to excuse me on that front. Oof. Those machines right there, the ones that give the little zap, you can definitely jump over them. Don't worry about that too much. They're definitely this world's I don't know, like the electrical plugs from Metro Mayhem, or the drills from Molten Island. So yeah, don't worry too much. You'll be fine. Oh yeah, that's where it happened. My input didn't register, but you know what? I can edit, so it's not a problem. I can edit playthroughs. All right, it's not very hard. Sorry, I've just. Sometimes you just find playthroughs that are completely unedited, and it can be pretty frustrating to sit through all of that shit. Oh well, no biggie. Yeah, no biggie. We're on my lucky number, so we should be fine. That was pretty close. Oh well. But yeah, waiting. There you go. Not a problem. I mean, I get it. It's the final area. It's very hard to create a challenge or create the feeling of a challenge without racking up the difficulty immensely to the point where it becomes, impossible. So I guess some developers just decide, you know what, let's just make it feel like it's become harder when it really hasn't. I guess the expectation is players will become impatient, lose a lot of lives, and then they'll feel like it's challenging. I don't know. Maybe that's their mindset when they come up with this shit. But fret no longer, because we're almost over, or this level is almost over. Yep, that's right. Once we get past this, there's just another section we need to hop on, and after that we should be golden. I think we should anyway, I'm not sure. But I know for a fact we're near the end, so... Yeah, this should be the last platform we have to jump onto. Yeah. Easy. So, when I was a kid, I could never beat this level for the life of me. The farthest I got was to that 1-up, where I got 70 lives. That was the farthest I had ever gotten, and I was so mad because I thought, wow, I've come so far. Again, it's not that long, but I lost a lot of lives along the way, so I always tricked myself. But yeah, I was always mad because I could never beat this level as a kid. But now as an adult, it's easy. It's crazy.
Everything here is A-OK, and I've learned that the ship has reached the ultimate weapon safely. I'll see you soon.
I love this level. This level is incredible. I'm about to suck this game's dick again, you know, because that's just sort of what I do. But I really like this level for a lot of reasons. Sections like these, we're gonna see sections like those a lot, where there are stable platforms and then there are platforms you can pull with your tongue, like again right here. These sections are awesome. I just like the way the platforms are handled. I like the way they're placed. I think they're geniusly placed. Like, you see that platform? The one... I could have grabbed that platform. But... And, you know, I think they put it there to trick you, because you're probably thinking to yourself, man, I have to pull that platform. But it turns out, no, you can just jump on it and continue on with the level. You weren't supposed to pull it at all. The final platform that we saw, by the way, just to be a little less confusing. And then sections like these, that saucer will chase you, and if you're not quick enough, you'll get zapped. But, you know, they're kind of like breather moments. It's pretty cool. I like going through these sections. It's a nice change of pace before you get back to this. Although I really do wish the level was more of this. Then they put that little stable platform next to the one I just pulled, and again, you think to yourself, man, I need to use that platform somehow, I need to use it. But no, you don't have to use it at all. You don't have to step on it at all. You don't have to touch it at all. You can just keep pushing and pulling these two, and because of that, again, I think shit like that was done on purpose, just to trick you. But it's not like unforgiving, it's just like a simple little trick. Like, it's like a mind trick, I guess you could say. And then sections like these, I like this section a lot, just because of the fact that it's not rubber band AI. A lot of games have this thing where they think it's challenging if the game catches up to you, if you manage to outspeed it. So they use rubber band AI, which is just a term coined for, you know, like a wall that chases you, right? And as soon as you off-screen it, it catches up to you right away. That shit's annoying. And because of that, I just really like that section, because that section isn't rubber band AI. And again, with that platform right there, the one I haven't touched yet, I don't have to touch it. I can just jump. I think I sound crazy, but I just think those sections. I think it was more than just plopping down random blocks and hoping it was it created a puzzle. I think they did. I think they deliberately chose the spots they did on purpose. I really do think that. Again, so yeah, we just have more of these puzzles. Again, they're really cool. And then just pull that one. That one wasn't too bad. It wasn't too tricky. And now we're coming up to another running section. You have to be careful. I always kind of get caught off by that camera trick. It faces to the front of Frogger, but then it faces back to where the camera was originally positioned. I don't know, I was just kind of expecting the camera to keep facing forward or to the front of Frogger. But whatever. The level's over. That's level 2. Nowhere near as bad as level 1. Very fun, but unfortunately very short. Level 3, on the other hand, is the worst level in the game. I'll see you then.
Mr. Frogger, sir, if you hop on that button, it will launch a missile. If you can hit the gate with the missile, the gate will blow up and you can get through. You'll need to use your tongue to move the rails and navigate the missile to the gate.
Alright, so this final area, the music is, I gotta admit, the music's grown on me a little bit. It's very, I guess, Konami-ish. It sounds like a Castlevania track, to be honest, if Castlevania was set in, like, a futuristic setting. The little at the beginning of the stage music, it's totally Castlevania. You cannot tell me it's not Castlevania. I don't have this one extended on my channel, but you can definitely check it out. There's plenty of people that have extended or that have uploaded the regular tracks to YouTube. God bless. But yeah, this is easily the worst level in the entire game, and man, what a sour note to leave on. My feelings on this level have sort of changed a bit though. I used to completely hate this level, like, could not stand it. I still think it's a very sour note to leave off on, but, you know, I like the concept enough. It's an interesting concept. You need to guide this missile towards a wall. Don't date the video, Alan. You need to guide the missile towards a wall, and in order to do that, there are some holes in the ground, so you need to cover them up with these little platforms. You don't have to do any platforming on the platforms, at least not now anyway. But, yeah, you just need to place them in the correct spot. Sometimes one platform will be used to cover up more than one spot, so as soon as the missile passes through one spot, get it to the next one. What I recommend is placing them all first before you try activating the missile, you know, just to get a head start on it. But you know what, if you want to be the daredevil who goes in dry, by all means. Play the game however you want to play it, but I personally don't recommend you play it that way. Anyway, this section is not too bad. I used to think there were, when I was younger, and by younger I mean as a teenager because I never got to this level as a kid, I used to think to myself, wow, are there 3 sections or are there 4 sections? Because, yeah, I always struggled thinking 3 sections or 4 sections. It turns out there's 5 sections. I don't know how I was so stupid to, like, miscount the number of sections. Anyway, that's section 2. Nowhere near as bad as what's coming up. And now we're on section 3. So yeah, there's 5 sections to this total. I had no idea. I don't know. You grow wiser as you get older, I suppose. Anyway, I'm just exploring the level layout and placing the blocks in place. No biggie, no biggie. As you can see, this one has to be moved 2 other times after you've placed it on the original spot. So just be wary of that. Just be wary of that. Here comes the missile. It actually looks nothing like a missile. It actually looks more like a UFO, if anything else. But, you know what? It's fine. It does its job. It blows up. It's a missile. Actually, it kind of looks like a mushroom. Cool. Uh-oh. I think we're running low. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, so some of these can get very, very almost pixel perfect. So you have to be really, it's not pixel perfect, it's just you have to be a little more precise with your controller inputs than you usually would be expected to be in this game. I don't want to call it a difficulty spike either, but yeah, it can get pretty close. I'm not sure why I moved that platform, but yeah, it can get pretty close. So just be wary of that. Don't spend too long. If you haven't gotten used to making quick movements in this game, trust me, this stage you're either gonna give up, in which case you suck, or you're gonna get faster with these movements. This stage will definitely force that on you. But anyway, we beat section 3. I guess I should mention this now. It's better late than never, I suppose. If you're going after a coin bonus, touching another object like a checkpoint or a 1-up will not break your coin bonus. You know, you don't have to get 8 in a row, you just have to get 8 as quickly as possible. Like you could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1-up, 7, 8, and it would still count towards a coin bonus, you know. Grabbing another collectible does not break the coin bonus. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, we've got this section. As I said before, I usually like to move the platforms that have already been used. Just to, I don't know, I think it saves time that way. If anyone knows if it's truly faster or not and could tell me, that'd be great, thanks. But as of now, I truly do believe that this is... Oh shit, my phone turned off because I'm an idiot, lol. As of now, I truly do think this is the fastest method. Fight me. Or don't, just tell me what's faster. No problem. Yeah, section 4 is not really that hard. I think section 3 is a little harder than section 4. But yeah. Ugh, excuse me. I just drank some soda before this part. I don't normally drink soda. It's kind of like it's something I drink every 6 months or so. That's a joke, by the way. I don't actually drink it exactly 6 months apart. But whatever. Oh, I hate this one. I hate this platform in the middle. It's so annoying. But you know what? It definitely feels like a final section, so there's that. It's very easy to... I don't know if you've been noticing, but at the end of every stage, you get shown your time, the coins you've collected, and a step counter. It's very easy to max out the step counter in this stage. It only goes up to 999. So yeah, you can easily find yourself on every run you do getting 999 on this stage. It's just that crazy. We're just doing the waiting. Don't really have much commentary to say for these slow sections. If I didn't care about dating the commentary, then yes, I would have a lot to say, but I'm not trying to date this commentary. So you'll have to excuse me on that. You won't hear any topical jokes from me, not in this Let's Play. Oh boy. So I'm just dicking around with the platforms just cause I can. You know, just cause I can. It's a fun way to pass the time, you know? Oh, jeez. Oh, and this section right here. This is one of those sections where you have to be very precise with your inputs. Very precise and very accurate. I can tell you exactly where I knew I was going to lose this, too. Let's see. Right there. Right there, yeah. I stopped for way too long. Those little pauses right there, yeah, those will cost you the game. No doubt. But anyway, and after they make you do that, they make you do this little thing right here too. So annoying. Ugh. You just gotta think to yourself, man, when is this garbage gonna end? But fortunately, that one's nowhere near as strict as the platform in the middle. But yeah, that is it. We've cleared the stage. We've cleared the stage, boys. Alright, I'll see you at the final boss.
Looks like you made it inside the ultimate weapon. The Trip robot seems to be hot on your trail. When we got here, the road inside was already blocked. Frogger, there's only one way to conquer this robot. Push the switch, which will allow an electrical charge to fry everything in the ultimate weapon. The weapon's defense mechanism will shelter the core, but it should take care of the Trip robot. You need to push the switch and then run to the shelter in the middle before the shelter closes. It's a dangerous mission, but I know that you will succeed.
Alright, before we get into this boss battle, you need to listen to this music track. You cannot tell me, for those of you that have played Metroid, you cannot tell me it does not sound like Ridley's theme. Alright, take a listen. But yeah, this is the final boss of Frogger's Adventures The Rescue. It has 3 attacks. As you just saw, it'll try to give you an electrical shock after you've entered the shelter, but I don't think it actually does that attack if you're not inside the shelter, so don't worry too much about that. As you can see, it sent out little robot frogs. The blue ones will follow Frogger's actions to a T, but the orange ones will do the opposite of his actions. So if you go up, they go down. So just keep that in mind. It'll also launch missiles at you. That's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. Just don't be on the same tile where there's a homing reticle. And it also has a beam attack that will inverse your controls. It'll inverse your controls, but at the same time, if you press down, you're gonna go up. But the blue frog will still mimic your actions, and the red frog will still do the opposite of your actions, so just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. As soon as those question marks go away, your controls are no longer inversed, so you should be good. So yeah, that's the final boss of this game. When you press the button, when you press the red button, whenever it shows up, that's your chance to head towards the goal. I died there because I'm an idiot. But yeah, there'll be some electric fences, just keep that in mind. You don't want to run towards those or else you'll get shocked and you'll have to repeat the entire phase again. Think of each health point as a phase. If you die during one, you'll have to repeat the entire phase, so just keep that in mind. So as you can see, you don't touch the electric fences. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Before this boss ends, I kind of want to get into this story a little bit. This story starts off decent enough-ish. It's very standard stuff, and I mean standard, like really, really standard stuff. Like there's a good guy, Frogger's the good guy. There's a good agency, the first agents. There's a bad guy, you know, the reptile dude who I've named Eddie. And then there's a bad agent, you know, Trip. I don't really like how we don't go into, we kinda go into first, which is okay, but I really don't like how we don't go into Trip at all. Like, for all we know, again, it could be a one-man show with Eddie. And again, I have to call him Eddie because he's not given a name, and that's really lame. But on top of that, spoiler alert, the bad guy isn't given any resolve. He just kind of fades away. Like even here, he didn't like give us a menacing speech about how he's gonna take over the world and how he's gonna defeat Frogger. No, we just get like a little speech from Army Frog, you know, a little pep talk, and then we go on to this boss. Yeah, it's kind of weird. After the cutscene that takes place after the boss of the puzzling pyramid, the bad guy is nowhere to be seen. We don't hear anything from him. We just kind of have to assume that he's the one piloting the giant robot frog. And we won't see him after this boss battle either. Again, spoiler alert. So yeah, it's kind of a weird story. I don't know. But you know what? It's whatever. At the end of the day, the gameplay is still fine. You know, they might have spent a little too much time on the story, but at the end of the day, they were still somehow able to crank out a pretty fun game. So at the end of the day, it's alright. You know, my philosophy with video games is that if you're gonna have a story, fine. But you gotta make sure that your gameplay does not suffer as a result of you wanting to put a story. And clearly, that is not the case here. Clearly, they did a standout job with the gameplay, so I could care less about how bad their story is. I would have still liked a good story, you know, if you're gonna put in that effort, but at the end of the day, the game is still fun. And with that said, we have beaten the final boss in Frogger's Adventures: The Rescue. I'll see you after the cutscene.
Lily, let's make this right.
You did it, Frogger!
Let's go home to Firefly Swamp. Oh, wow, that was such a rush. But I'm always happiest when I'm back home with my friends.
Alright, that is Frogger's Adventures: The Rescue, a game created by Hudson Soft, I think, and published by Konami. Very, very fun game. Again, I know that I've spent this entire Let's Play almost exclusively dick riding this game, but I just, you know what? I love this game. It's so good to me. You know, from the art to the aesthetics, the music, the gameplay. It's all just so much fun, and it was really heartwarming back in 2013-14 whenever I picked up this game again, to learn that a game that I really liked as a child still holds up very well when I was a teenager, and now I'm an adult and it still holds up very, very nicely. That's not something that can easily be said for a lot of games. I think that's, I don't know. again, I don't like to think it's a biased thing either. I went like almost an entire decade without playing this game. But yeah, it's in my hands now, and you know what? Just give it a try if you're into puzzle platformers. The cast is also pretty good. Kathleen Barr as Frogger. I don't really know a lot of these other voice actors, but they got a Kennedy. That's cool, I guess. How often can you say that you have a Kennedy voice acting in your game, huh? But yeah, that's Frogger's Adventures: The Rescue. As I said before, give it a look, give it a try. I think you'll have a pretty good time, and I'll see you back in the bonus episode should you choose to watch it. Take care.